Hi, my name is Alex Taylor, and today I'm going to be walking you guys through a physics problem. The physics problem that we've been given is two birds begin next to each other and are flying through the air at the same height above the ground with a speed of 22.5 meters per second. One bird flies southwest while the other bird flies southeast. What is the distance between the birds after they've been flying for 10.5 seconds? So, to begin this problem, we're going to write out the given information. So the velocity we've been given is 22.5 meters per second. And the figure that we can draw is basically a right triangle because the birds are flying in direction normal to each other, southeast and southwest. So we only have to worry about one side of the triangle because the birds are flying at the same speed. So we can just draw in the value 22.5. And then the formula that we're going to be basically using is velocity times time. So we just plug in values in that function. So we have the velocity of 22.5 times. And just to make it a little bit easier, we can split up the 10.5 seconds. So 10 plus 1.5. And then you distribute those values, which gets you 225 plus 11.25. And when you add those values together, you get a value of 236.25. And this is the distance that the bird's flown after 10.5 seconds.
This value here, we're going to distribute to both sides of the isosceles triangle and determine what this distance is here. As I just mentioned, this is an isosceles triangle, which means that this distance here is going to be the solution of the square root of 2 times x, because on a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which this one happens to be, we can find the solution of one side of that triangle by using the fact that two sides of the triangle are the same, and the hypotenuse of the triangle is multiplied by the square root of 2. So in this case, we're going to multiply 236 into our formula. So square root of 2 times 236.25. That's going to give us 334.11. Another way to do this exact same problem is to use Pythagorean theorem. So you would take two sides, square them, and get the last side, add them together, get the last side, square root of the last side. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know that a squared is actually equal to b squared because these two sides are the same, so we end up getting 2b squared equals c squared. 2b squared happens to be equal to 111,628.125 meters, as we calculated before this video, and then we take the square root. And that ends up giving us the same value, 334.11. And that's the solution.